Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy, where today we are continuing to discuss and provide our opinions regarding the criminal case styled as State of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger. I'd like to direct your attention to the public docket maintained by the Idaho courts in the case against Mr. Kohberger. In the description to each and every one of these podcast episodes in this continuing series, I provide you with a link so that you can. And when you do so, please look at the voluminous numbers of entries by the clerk of court on March 7th, 2023. These are orders to keep certain information returned by various organizations that had been issued warrants by the court directed to return certain information to the Moscow Police Department who asked for these warrants. When you do look at the docket for the 7th, you'll see that warrants were issued to all different types of organizations, including eBay, Venmo, PayPal, Snap, which is a social media platform, a knife seller, K-Bar Knife Seller is another one. There are a few for financial institutions, and there are others that appear to relate directly to Mr. Kohberger, seeking information about him, and for example, not from potentially a witness or anyone else. One of these is the warrant that was issued in January 2023 upon Washington State University, attention the registrar's office, and that's where typically records are kept for students that attend a college in the registrar's office. And although we know that Mr. Kohberger was attending Washington State University in the fall semester of 2022, because we were told that in Detective Payne's statement of the 29th of December, 2022, he told us that Mr. Kohberger was in fact a PhD candidate at Washington State University. But it doesn't specifically cite Mr. Kohberger's name here. So potentially, could it have been for another student? Indeed, it could have been for someone else, or it could have been for more than one student, to include Mr. Kohberger. But it appears, based on the date that the warrant was issued in January, shortly after Mr. Kohberger's arrest, December 30th, 2022, that more likely than not, Moscow Police Department was asking for records regarding his time there as a student. Another document that we know directly relates to Mr. Kohberger, no questions asked, is one that the Moscow Police Department requested a warrant for and received a warrant for the Moscow Police Department Forensic Lab. We know that it relates to Mr. Kohberger because the warrant, the application, and the affidavit signed by Detective Mallory says it's about Mr. Kohberger. It cites to a USB drive that Detective Mallory states belongs to Mr. Kohberger, and there was some information apparently that the forensics department right there at the Moscow Police Department had that Detective Mallory was seeking. So if you take a look at the order to seal that warrant, you will see what was asked for and some information regarding why it was asked for. But again, it's under seal, so we don't know what was returned. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.